Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure review, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers Generations Prowl. This guy transforms in 6 steps. Okay, so I've had this figure for a couple of years already. I bought it maybe like 2 years ago, if not longer than that, at one of my local Walgreens. I believe Walgreens was the only place you could kind of find this style of Transformer toys. They've produced a couple of them. There's like a Jetfire, I think a Starscream, Optimus, and a Megatron. I believe these retailed for maybe like, I want to say maybe anywhere between $14 to $16, I think. They come in a windowless box. And I think this is one of those toys, you know, at least most serious Transformer collectors don't really pursue. These seem like they're aimed more so at parents and kids. But for me, I kind of like this. It's a much larger figure. It's a very simplified figure. And one of the reasons why I purchased this is because I was hoping to one day make this into a custom, because I think it's a great base body, especially since it's such a simplified design. Alright, so let's get this review started. Up front, the front of the box features the toy in both modes. You see the robot mode and the alt mode, which is this police car. Nice illustration and close-up of Prowl here. Again, on the side, same illustration, just a little bit longer. On the back of the box, we have the instructions. This guy transforms in 6 steps. It's very simple, very easy. This is aimed at like younger children, so for kids ages 6 and up. You know, this is one of those larger Transformer toys that's easy to handle, especially if you have like smaller hands. Nice bio here. It says Prowl with the brilliant. Let me see here. With the brilliant strategist. I'm trying to get this in focus. It's kind of out of focus right now. Alright, so with the brilliant strategist Prowl making the battle plans, the Autobots can invade any Decepticon base. So yeah, great looking figure. And we're not going to unbox this one just because I actually do have this figure loose on hand. Let me go grab him real quick. So over here we have the actual figure itself. We have Prowl. Let's get just the lighting so we could get the details just a little bit better. Yeah, he's kind of, since he's white, it's kind of like blowing out the details around his chest. Maybe we can get it up close at least. Alright, there we go. So there's an up close look at Prowl's face. As you can see, this is a very basic toy. The sculpting, though, is very clean. It's very clean. The edges are very hard and sharp. The paint application is decent, yet very minimal. You know, keep in mind, this is considered a budget toy. This guy stands in at about... Let's get a ruler. Prowl stands in at about a little under 7.5 inches. He's much larger than a deluxe or warrior class figure, yet I think a little bit shorter than a Voyager class. In terms of this guy's articulation in robot mode, I believe his head rotates. So his head here can rotate left and right. His arms rotate and they go out. There is no waist swivel. His legs, I believe, can kick up about this much. His knees bend. And I think I want to say his ankles might move also. There is some ankle articulation. And his legs also kick out. So his articulation is very basic, especially for a budget figure, but you know, for a Transformer toy, I think it does what it needs to do. Here's a quick look at the front view of Prowl. Again, it's kind of hard to make out the details since he's white and he kind of gets blown out with my lighting. Here's a profile view. The nice thing with this figure is that he doesn't have that giant backpack like a lot of Transformers have. He's very clean from a profile point of view. On the back, though, it could be a little bit disappointing depending on your expectations. His legs are hollowed out, and his forearms are just really flat just because it's the door panels. Alright, so in terms of transforming Prowl, you can do that in 6 steps. And let's follow the instructions. Alright, so first off, we're going to raise the hood of the car like that. And then step 3, it looks like we're going to rotate something 180 degrees. I don't know what that is. Oh, okay, we're going to turn the model completely 180 degrees. His legs, simply, you're going to fold his feet in like this. Before you do that, though, you have to tab these 2 halves together. As you can see, there's a tab right there and then a plug right there. So you put the 2 together. So you marry the 2 halves. And then you can fold it in. Like that. And then the arm simply fold and rotate in. And then you have the alt mode, a very clean looking, sporty police car. It looks nice. The paint application, like I said, is very bare minimum. You have the light bar on the top colored with the red and the blue. There's no paint on the wheels, but the sculpting is really nice. There's a stripe along the side of the car, and the bumper's colored, also with the grille and the headlight. And you get the Autobot emblem on the hood of the car right there. Now this feels like a somewhat durable toy. I don't know how durable and how like it is compared to like if like a 6-year-old dropped it on the ground. But it feels a little bit more solid than like a standard like Transformer figure that's aimed at like an older kid or like a collector. Like this one doesn't have like the ball sockets where the joints just pop off. You know, this one feels a little bit more put together. And with you know, being able to transform in 6 steps, you know, I don't think a younger one's going to be frustrated at all. And with it being a much larger toy, you know, this is very easy for a child to play with, you know, especially in alt mode. You know, they just race the car across the kitchen table or something. So yeah, overall I think it's a great toy. You know, the value though might be debatable. You know, an older collector might feel that, you know, $14 or $15 might be too much for something like this. But, you know, it just depends on, you know, I guess your preference. You know, if you're a big fan of the Prowl character, I think it's worth the purchase. For me, like I stated earlier, my intent with this figure is that at some point in time, I'd like to repaint this and modify it into like a custom. Just because I like the very simplified base figure. You know, there's not a whole lot of bells and whistles, so for me, customizing it would be, you know, wouldn't be that much of a challenge, unlike some of like the more expensive toys. And I do like the transformation a lot. It feels very reminiscent of like transforming like an original Transformer toy from the 80s. You know, it's something that could be done in under 10 steps. You know, like what I'm doing right now. And I just kind of love that. You know, for me, I'm not a big fan of like transforming figures that take like upwards of like a dozen to like 20 steps. You know, I kind of feel that's a little bit excessive. So, you know, for me, if I could get it done in like 10 steps or less, the better. All right, so with that being said, excuse me. So with that being said, let's close out this video. I'm kind of like losing my voice again. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for continued likes, comments, and support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I will see you at the next one.